Hi everyone, it's Ray with Tarot Living. Thanks for stopping by. So we're going to do some tarot card reading today. I'm in a strange mood, so I don't know what's going to happen. Oh, that's all I've got to say. So we're going to pull some cards, and you might notice the lighting going in and out. I have no idea why it's doing that. We've got some lighting weirdness going on today. So I hope everyone's doing well in your tarot journey and your tarot card reading, and I hope that everything is going well for you. So let's pull a couple of cards and see what we get. The High Priestess. Who doesn't like the High Priestess, right? Ooh, the Seven of Wands. Okay, I've never had those two cards, I don't think, in combination on a video, that's for sure. So that's pretty cool, right? High Priestess, Seven of Wands. What do you think those mean? That's like a crazy combination. So it's going to be really interesting. So this is what I want you to do. Can you please get a pen and paper? And can you please pause the video? And I want you, this is your little job, if you want one, I want you to write down at least 3 or 4 key words, if you know them, for the High Priestess, and 3 or 4 key words for the Seven of Wands. And then I want you to see if you can interpret the combination of those two cards the best you can. So go ahead and do that right now. Okay, so hopefully you had a chance to kind of get get some ideas flowing and get some thoughts going about what these cards mean. So let's first talk about our beauty, the High Priestess. So the High Priestess it's a lovely card. It's a major arcana, I'm sure, as everybody knows. It is one of the most, peaceful, spiritual, deep cards in terms of the majors, I think. The High Priestess is all about, if I were to give you a synopsis of the thing that stands out the most for me with the High Priestess, is the word veil. Let's use the word veil today, because we haven't talked about this before. She actually has a veil behind her, and on that veil are pomegranates, and they're in actually the configuration of the Tree of Life. And maybe a lot of people don't know that it's actually the Tree of Life configuration behind her. So that card has so much symbolism sort of woven into it. But that veil that she has is actually, you can just see very slightly on the edges here. And of course, this is a Rider-Waite deck. Other decks will be different. There's water behind her. So she's actually just sitting with some pillars and a veil. And then behind her is actually a body of water. And of course, the High Priestess is ruled by the moon, which has water energy. It's a planet in astrology, or a luminary that's all about water. And that luminary, the moon, is about not what you can see, in the light of day. It's actually, the moon comes out at night. It's what's underneath the surface. It is our habitual patterns that we pick up from childhood. It's our subconscious. It is what is underneath the surface, not what's on the surface. It's our emotional world, our domestic or our family home world. It's about our ebb and flow of our moods. And the moon is about our intuition and our psychic ability. It's about our ability to connect to the other side, to spirit. And that veil really represents her ability to be in the physical world, but she is a conduit or a mediary to the spirit world. That's how I see it. That veil, it's like, imagine the veil coming down. And so when that card is pulled, it really gives us that glimpse into, those are the things I can be. That's the energy I can hold in order to let that veil come down, and I can see and glimpse into the other side. So that's why it's such a spiritual card. And there's all kinds of moon imagery, and there's water imagery, and it's just a very beautiful card. And so if it comes up, it really means that you need to go within, you need to assess, be still, meditative, use your intuition, use your psychic ability. It means that you need to connect with your spiritual side, with the part of you that's connected to spirit, and that you have the ability to see beyond the veil, and you have the ability to connect with your emotional self. But it can also mean it's a time to assess and just be still, that you shouldn't drive ahead and move ahead quickly. You need to maybe just take a step back and just rest and just be still for a period of time. You might need to do an assessment of a situation. Maybe don't drive ahead too quickly because you want to check in with your intuition. So how do you feel about it? What is your intuition telling you? What's your higher self telling you? That's what that card usually means when it comes up. Very spiritual card. So the second card that came up is the Seven of Wands. So the Seven of Wands is a completely different card. They could not be more different. Seven of Wands is Mars in Leo, and it's a very dynamic card, and it's all about being an individual, really connecting to your personal power. It's about not relying on what other people are thinking and saying and doing and telling you what you should be and do. It's about taking your power and saying, this is what I think is right for me. And even though I might have opposition of all of these wands, I'm standing above and I'm standing my ground, and I believe in what I'm doing or what I'm thinking or what I think is right for me. So the one combination I suppose we could say that these cards have in common is that it's all about saying, what do you think is right for you? If you go within and you really trust yourself and you trust your independence and you trust your autonomy, your personal autonomy, what is right for you? So these two cards in combination to me would be about someone who's making a choice. They're making a decision in life. They're deciding most likely, or they're really considering saying, I think I'm going to step out on my own and do it in my own way, do it in a way that seems right for me, standing up for what I believe in, following my gut instinct of what I think is right. It can also be that you're really wanting to move ahead maybe with spiritual work in your life. There might be a lot of opposition and a lot of people who are saying, well, why would you want to do that? That doesn't make any sense. That's too woo-woo or something. And then, you say, no, I'm standing my ground. I believe that that's right for me. Or someone who says, you know what? I think I could be a medium. I'm going to study mediumship. And people are saying, that's crazy. And so you're really, you're deciding that you're going to believe in yourself and that maybe you're going to go down a path of spirituality in some way. It could also really speak to the fact that when you're in the High Priestess mode and you're having to go within and you're really having to make, those decisions, it's showing that you are going to do so independently. It's not saying, oh, go out and get an opinion from 12 people. It's saying, what do you think? How do you feel about it? So it's kind of putting all the power back on you in many ways. You also may, with these two cards, you actually might feel like something has happened in life that you intuitively think you know what's right and what's wrong, and that you're just really going to stand your ground about it, no matter what area or subject we're talking about. So it could be something at work and you feel your gut instinct is telling you, no, this is right, and you just stand up for that. So it could be about just being in touch with what you think is right on an intuitive and emotional level. So really cool cards in combination. There's probably so many other ways to interpret those, and I'm sure I've missed many of them, so that's your job. You can put a little comment below and tell me what you think about those cards. I'd love to hear from you. So thank you for stopping in and watching this video. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please give it a like on Facebook, and make sure to follow me on Facebook, Tarot Living and Rubicon Tarot, and you can find me at tarotliving.com. Take care and have a wonderful day.